While one of the nation's elite teams decided to tuck their puppy tails and run away from Jeff Brom and the Louisville football team, the other decided to step out of the shadows and finally step in to a challenge. What's cooking? Welcome back into another edition of Now We Can Talk Like Fans here on ESPN Louisville Plus. My name is Justin Soforo, and of course I get you covered for all things cards, cats, bourbon, and bluegrass. And of course today we're talking about the news story of the day surrounding the Louisville Cardinals football program. And we'll just go ahead and throw it over to the news cycle article on thecourierjournal.com. This is Peyton Titus covering the situation around the Louisville and Georgia football series. It has been canceled. It will not happen. And then, of course, she talks about, will UVille UK one continue? UVille UK is going to continue. I ain't worried about that one happening. Otherwise, the governor, Andy Bashir, will have to step in and we'll see what he can do to try to make that happen. We'll see. But anyway, in this news story, she confirms that the Louisville and Georgia football series has been canceled for the 2026 and through 2027 home and home agreement. And both schools actually mutually agreed to cancel the series. U of L director Josh Hurd, Georgia athletic director Josh Brooks signed in 2021 the deal, but neither school will owe the other one any liquidation or damages from this situation. So real quick, going back on that, a lot of Louisville fans and a lot of the takes that have been out there were Louisville fans, you got to shut your mouth. You can't be upset. You can't go at that. You can't whatever disagree with this because you both mutually decided to do it. It's not Georgia running. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Because yes, it is. It absolutely is Georgia running from playing Louisville football. Am I saying that the Georgia Bulldogs, one of the best teams in the nation, probably one of the favorites to go out there and win the national title this season, is scared of playing Jeff Brom in Louisville? No and yes. Look, let's just be honest. Let's be real. They've got the 9-game SEC season that they have to play every year. The only reason you wouldn't want to pull your end of a bargain is if you are maybe a little bit slightly worried that you could have your playoff hopes or your season slightly derailed by whatever team you're playing. Yes, they probably would rather have a rest a crap bum team at Stanford or whatever have you, Furman, I don't know, one of those teams that they could play instead of playing the big bad Louisville Cardinals. And while I get it, Louisville, especially given the season they had, that downward spiral to end the season before Jeff Brom was able to capitalize and kind of resurrect some good feelings by beating down the Kentucky Wildcats. The truth and the honest realization that when it comes to Louisville football, Jeff Brom gets up for these games. Jeff Brom gets up for Georgia. Jeff Brom gets up for number 2 Miami, who's in the playoff as well. Jeff Brom took care of JMU. Not exactly one of those games, but they are in the playoff. So I'm going to have to talk that up either way. But additionally, one of the other things that we can talk about is, this news story or this soundbite that if you follow us on ESPN Louisville Plus, we put it out there on the Twitter Reels as well as other places, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. But I will go ahead and play this now to remind you of the comments made, because Louisville football and Jeff Brom do not back down. Louisville and Jeff Brom do not want to shy away from any kind of competitor. Jeff Brom and Louisville want to take on the best of the best, so hopefully they can hope to be the best one day. And while, yes, we're going to take our lumps here and there, and there are going to be situations where, unfortunately, somehow you lose to a bum-ass Cal team. I don't know what to tell you. They got a good quarterback. But at the same time, there is always that feeling, that issue in the air of trepidation around other teams that just don't want to have to play Jeff Brom. I'll go ahead and play this sound for you now just to remind you of the situation, the conversation around them trying to back out.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say. We want to play Georgia. We've gathered some information where maybe that's, I don't want to speak out of tune. I don't know if it's vice versa. So I'm hopeful that we can play the game, but I don't know where that's at right now. But as far as us, we have Georgia on the schedule the next 2 years and A&M the next 2 years. look, I'm a football guy just like you guys are. I want to see good games, and if that means we have a super tough schedule, I'm all for it. And I want to compete, and I want our players and fans to be a part of great competition and play great opponents. So I would hope that we can do that, but we'll see.
Louisville played twice at Texas A&M, a really cool place to play. I know you played in one of the games,
yes.
But I don't think you played the second one,
no,
did you?
Just the first.
Right after.
Well,
clearly said, spick and span. If you are, I don't know how you can have it said any clearer. Louisville wanted to play that game. Louisville did not want to avoid that game. Why? What reasons would Louisville have to not try to milk it for a lot of the money because they get $1 million out of it to force Georgia to try to wiggle and squeeze their way out of it? Or is there another I guess angle that we could look at this? So let's just say this first of all. Yes, Louisville could have asked for money. And yes, there is also and it was in that article as well, where it talked about Louisville and Georgia currently working on a neutral site game to be played in the future. That game will never happen. That game will never see the light of day. We've seen this time and time again. We've seen Georgia cancel multiple series now with Louisville. It's not going to happen. That game is just some nice powdery fluff words to try to make everything look better, make the relationship look better, whatever it is. Additionally, why would Jeff Brom and Louisville not try to squeeze some money out of the situation? Well, I think also, to me, the perception overall, back in the day when you were Louisville and you were an up-and-comer and you're playing in the Conference USA, you're playing in Big East or whatever, and they cancel these games, yeah, bleep you, we make them pay for it. This time now, it's also one of those situations where maybe you want to have a little good faith. Because now with the 9-game series, a lot of SEC schools are probably going to want to try to avoid playing these games and maybe won't be as comfortable coming to the table if they feel like maybe I'll have to back out of this if Louisville is every single time going to nickel and dime you on the way out when you cancel. It's your opinion. It's your feeling. Whatever you would rather Louisville had done, I'm okay with them not trying to just nickel and dime them for another cool meal because they backed out. It is what it is. Louisville will fill the roster. Will fill that season spot on the schedule. And it's already been done. By the end of the day, Louisville football has announced and found who they will be taking on next year in Nashville, Tennessee. A nice little easy drive down the road. A little 3-hour drive. And that is the team that backed out before and didn't want to play or rejected playing Louisville this season. And that is the Ole Miss Running Rebels, Laying Sharks, whatever you want to call them. But Louisville will be taking them on Labor Day weekend in Nashville under new leadership. No longer will they be under Lane Kiffin. Maybe it was Lane Kiffin who decided that it was not his time, not his moment to try to go up and take on big bad Jeff Brom. I guess it worked out because they're in the playoff now, even though he is now at LSU. But it'll be time for Pete Golding and his Rebels to take on Louisville and to give them a challenge that hopefully Jeff Brom will get up for and take care of business to start the season as the Cardinals hope to push for a spot in the playoff next year. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. How are you feeling? Is this a good consolation prize? We don't get to play Georgia. Maybe one day they actually will make good on that deal. We'll see. But getting to play Ole Miss, an SEC team coming off a playoff berth, is at least a decent consolation prize that Louisville fans can enjoy down in the Music City next year. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, do me a solid favor, smash that freaking like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Soforo. Of course, you can follow all the different YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, ESPN 680 and 93.9 The Ville as well. We'll see you guys next time. Cards, Cats, Bourbon and Bluegrass. See ya.